Hi everyone, this is Dr. Anamta Rizvi, your UPSC optional English literature faculty. And today I'm here to discuss a very important and pertinent topic that a very likely question to come in your GS paper as well as in your English literature paper. And that is, who won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature in English literature and why? What was the reason that this female author from Asia won the Nobel Prize, and what is the reason for that? So let's go ahead and explore. Okay, so ये बहुत seminal work है, इनका बहुत famous, she's very very popular even among the youth, especially in today's time. And well, the right answer for this is, a lot of students might also know that Han Kang, the Nobel Prize in 2024 has gone to this author, and the Nobel Prize that's in 2024. Introduction, Han Kang is a South Korean writer. Okay, so a South Korean writer known for her poetic and deeply emotional storytelling. Okay, so this is a very important point where in her storytelling is emotional, a lot of human feelings, human thoughts, always projected in a very nice, in a very simple, lucid, and with a lot of clarity. Okay, so that's a reason that she's very popular abhi bhi, among the youth, among the students, and also great in-depth substantial writing. Okay, so that's her poetic and deeply emotional storytelling. She won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature for her intense poetic prose. ये इनकी खासियत है guys. इनकी आप जब आप इनकी काम पढ़ेंगे ना, you will feel as if even the prose writing, मतलब इनका जो एक natural flair of writing है, that is also poetic. कोई poetry है, right? So intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. कि human life कितनी transient है, कितनी fragile है. So talks about that. She is the first South Korean and the first Asian woman to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature, and that is one more reason why her victory is so important for all of us as well. All right, so yes, Han Kang is the one who won the Nobel Prize in English Literature. Let's explore her works and why did she receive that. Okay, so when we talk about that, so early life and education, she was born on November 27, and in South Korea, Gwangju, South Korea. At the age of 9, her family moved to Seoul just 4 months before the Gwangju uprising. Okay, so there was an uprising in Gwangju, and just before that, they moved to Seoul. A tragic, and Gwangju uprising kya tha? A tragic historical event that later influenced all her works. Okay, so yes, by the age of 9, there was an emotional trauma which might have served as a catalyst अपनी इनके writing में जो कि reflect होता है. Her father, Han Sung-won, is a noted novelist. इनके father भी noted novelist थे, right? And that is the profession that she also took. And her father, इनके जो father लिखते थे, that talked about her, and this which exposed her to literature. So whatever writing that her father was doing, of course, influence तो आता ही है, right? So that was the window for her to the world of literature, to the world of novels. And yes, she learned a lot from there. She studied Korean literature at Yonsei University in South Korea. Then moving ahead, you have literary career and achievements. When we talk about that, she began as a poet in 1993. Okay, she 1993, but later she transitioned to fiction. She began as a poet, then she became a fiction writer, published her first short story collection, Love of Yoso. The first story collection that she published was 1995. Then she gained international recognition with her novel The Vegetarian. Guys, The Vegetarian के बारे में बहुत पतली सी book है. इसके बारे में everyone is talking so much that I would suggest कि इसको आप भी ज़रूर पढ़िएगा. Okay, so The Vegetarian is a very thin book, and this came in the year 2007, and this won the 2016 International Booker Prize. Booker Prize में मिला है इसको. The first Korean language novel to receive this honor. So, okay, so this was the first Korean novel जिसको एक आपको international Booker Prize मिला था. Okay, so this was something that's very very seminal. Okay, she has brought a lot of accolades to Asian women, right? In 2024, she was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for her contribution to world literature. ये बहुत बड़ी बात है guys, that someone who is so dedicated towards her own specific area concerns, and that woman is receiving this huge honor. All right, then moving ahead, की वर्क्स एंड थीम्स. अगर वेजिटेरियन के बारे में बात करें गाइस, क्या है वेजिटेरियन के बारे में? मैं ज़्यादा आई वोंट स्पिल द बीन्स मच, मैं किसी का कोई नॉवल का मिस्ट्री नहीं ले लूँगी, बट लेट्स जस्ट एक्सप्लोर दिस. It's novel about a young woman called the name is Yon Hai, who stops eating meat and faces resistance from her family. Okay, so eating meat is basically a culture that's accepted across the world, especially in South Korea. So she, all of a sudden, this character, she stops eating meat, and then she gets questioned by her entire family. Themes: personal autonomy, mental health, societal expectations, and the human body. This won the 2016 International Booker Prize. Okay, and ये बहुत strong reason था कि जिसकी वजह से catalyst serve किया था इसने to win a Nobel Prize as well. इनकी एक और work आया था Human Acts 2014 में. That work is based on the Gwangu uprising of 1980 and explores the psychological and historical scars that is left by political violence. Themes क्या क्या हैं? He talks about grief, trauma, memory, and the human struggle for dignity. Okay, so how to live a dignified life, and that is Human Acts. Then comes the White Book. 2016 में another work that she wrote, the White Book. So a blend of fiction and memoir, and she meditates on life, death, and mourning. Themes again: loss, healing, and reflection. Okay, so these are the themes. Then she talks about Greek lessons in 2011, a novel about a woman who loses her ability to speak and a Greek language teacher who is losing his sight. Okay, so दो लोगों के बारे में जो talking about a woman who loses her ability to speak, and about a Greek teacher, and a Greek language teacher who is losing his eyesight. Okay, themes again: communication, loss, identity, and human connection. So we can see very different kind of concepts, very different ideas being expressed in his work. Writing style influence अगर देखें तो Hank Kang's storytelling is known for its poetic, introspective, and experimental style. Okay, so we always see Nobel Prize winners always have a very different approach towards writing apart from what already exists in the world. Okay, so चाहे हम लोग पहले भी नोबेल प्राइज विनर्स को देखें ना, जितने भी लिटरेचर में, चाहे वो विलियम फॉकनर हो, टी.एस. एलियट हो, सीमस हीनी हो, डब्ल्यू.बी. येट्स हो, whoever that we see, we always see that their idea of writing has always differed, and यही जो इनका हटके अप्रोच होती है ना, their different approach, experimental approach, that makes them apart from the rest of the lot, and that makes them win the Nobel Prize. So her works often explore human suffering, violence, resilience, and existential themes. Okay, so yes, when you write such themes, right, मन भी करता है book पढ़ने का, because resilience is something that I think every human being should have. जब resilient होते हैं, this is the reason that we go ahead in life, isn't it? So she delves deeply into historical traumas, personal experiences, making her writing both intimate and very relevant for today's generation. Then let's go ahead with the impact and recognition. Han Kang's works have been translated into multiple languages, widely acclaimed across the world. She has significantly contributed to bringing Korean literature to an international audience. So this is very important, guys. Jab Korean literature is being brought to an international audience. Okay, so of course this is like, to establish yourself as an ancient woman in the white world. Nobel Prize ultimately hai to white world ka hi, right? So when you get recognition, so this is a huge victory. Through her profound narrative, she has reshaped contemporary literature and highlighted the importance of memory, trauma, and human fragility, human weakness. So guys, question. अब हम question पे आते हैं. अगर ये question आया आपके GS के पेपर में या literature के पेपर में, whatever, because this is a very broad area, Nobel Prize, आपके कोई से भी subject GS पेपर में भी आ सकता है. So what was the reason for which Han Kang received the Nobel Prize in Literature? So your answer, जैसे मैंने एक roughly बनाया है, you guys can also make so well structured answer. You can take the points, make the answer on your own. I'll just read out the answer. In 2024, Han Kang was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for her, ये ज़रूर लिखना, ये बहुत important है, for her intense poetic prose. This is what she's known for, guys. Intense poetic prose that confronts historical traumas and exposes the fragility of human life. I'm repeating it again. Her literary oeuvre delves deeply into the painful chapters of Korean history, chronicles the Korean history, bringing to light the enduring impacts of state violence and societal upheavals. अब हम लोग धीरे धीरे इसकी novels के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं, right? Han's novel The Vegetarian is a profound exploration of personal autonomy and societal norms. It narrates the story of a woman who decides to stop eating meat, a choice that leads her to ostracization. मतलब उसका boycott कर दे, ostracize कर दे, that you're not eating meat. You are not the part of the family, almost ostracizing, keeping her away. So ostracization, eventual mental decline. Through this narrative, Han delves into themes of bodily autonomy, mental health, and often oppressive nature of societal expectations. Then you have Inhuman Acts. धीरे धीरे हम लोग और थोड़े एक दो, at least we need to talk about a few novels. Inhuman Acts, Han revisits the 1980 Gwango Uprising, a pro-democracy protest in South Korea that was met with brutal military suppression. The novel portrays the harrowing experiences of individuals during this period, which emphasizes the lingering psychological scars. You talk about this, then you move ahead to her recent novel, We Do Not Part, continues this trajectory by exploring the 1948 Jeju Island massacre. So can we see how much of Korea that she's talking about in her work, where thousands of civilians were killed during the government-led anti-communist purges. So yes, South Korea ke bare mein she's again and again repeatedly talking about it, bringing the entire history of South Korea to the world of global platform, right? Through the protagonist's journeys, Han Kang reflects on the deep wounds inflicted by such events. Han Kang's literature is characterized by its poetic and experimental sign, and she possesses a unique awareness of the connections between body and the soul. Okay, a very different concept, idea that is being talked about in this work, and the living and the dead, which has established her as an innovator in the contemporary prose. Her works serve as a conduit. This is a conclusion, the concluding paragraph. Her works serve as a conduit for the memories of generations that suffered state violence, violence from the government, making that pain legible and meaningful for the contemporary readers. In a sense, Han Kang's Nobel Prize recognition stems from her. It originates from her unwavering dedication to confronting historical traumas, okay, through evocative prose, offering profound insight into human suffering and resilience. So writing an answer is just a very simple art. एक इंट्रोडक्शन देना है, बॉडी कंटेंट के बारे में बात करना है आपको, मीटी गुड सब्सटैंशियल एलिमेंट्स यू हैव टू ऐड इन योर कंटेंट, जो आपका बेसिक आर्ग्यूमेंट होगा, and then comes the conclusion. So guys, this was a very informative lesson on Han Kang winning the Nobel Prize. And I think you should explore more about this, a very viable topic to come in your exam, be it GS paper or be it your English literature paper. So make sure that you are definitely going ahead with this. Thank you everyone, and I will see you more with such good informative videos. Thank you.